So part two, let's talk about Antonelli. Antonelli, I think he ended up being 4 or 5 seconds behind Russell. We know that he has to get a 5-second penalty, so he went to 5th. But this guy came from 17th to, I'm saying 4th before the penalty, and is on Russell's tail. Russell said he has some steering problems. There's always something, steering problem, flu, throat, whatever. But we wanted to see how Antonelli would do on a high-speed track against Russell, because we know he does well on low, and he did fantastically. And this guy is improving greatly, and by next year, I have a feeling he's going to be challenging Russell. And I think Antonelli is actually going to be the next after Verstappen. Give him about 3 or 4 years. What do you think, Kunle?
Yeah, I think Kimi Antonelli's performance, was a very strong comeback from a poor qualifying result. Yeah. He had some disasters, and he ultimately salvaged, this 5th place position. Because, at the end of the day, he had that 5-second penalty. But he managed to manage his tires. I mean, he rode... You beat me to it. You beat me to it. That was the biggest critique of him halfway through the season, that he doesn't know how to nurse tires. That's not true anymore. Go ahead. That's not true anymore. I mean, his ability to manage these tires and execute a great drive from 17th position. Mm-hmm.
On a high-speed track. We said, he's good
on a high-speed track. And despite, Antonelli, he managed them so well in the final stint, where he held off both Oscar Piastri and Charles Leclerc, who were on older tires.
I think he came
when
second
he
last
was
week,
on older tires. Sorry, they were on younger tires, and he held them off. And then, that's a lot of resilience under pressure. Antonelli just demonstrated that he has some maturity and skill in fending off those two highly experienced and aggressive drivers for a significant portion of the race, whilst on what I'll call, really, really old tires. He managed to maintain his composure despite the penalty. He was handed in the middle of the race. He was given this bad news about the 5-second penalty for his false start, which could have derailed his entire strategy and affected his composition. However, he just remained calm, managed his pace and gap to his rivals, and effectively minimized the damage.
Here's what it is.
This is his rookie season.
Yeah, here's what it is.
It's had its ups and downs.
Yeah, he doesn't talk, and you see the curly-haired Greek boy. So you think, he's like Russell. He's vain. This guy, it's clear that he's been working on his racecraft and his tire craft. It's just that he doesn't highlight it. Like, even Verstappen says, I spend time in the sim. Antonelli's just not telling us what he's doing, but he's working very hard. And I'm going to tell you right now, this guy is there's a reason why his name was known before he came into F1. You get my point? There's a reason why. Yeah. Later on, people said Hadja and Bortoleto and those guys and Bierman, but they brought Antonelli when he had only 1 year in F2 and he wasn't winning in F2, because they've done an analysis on him, and it's clear he's a prodigy. You get what I'm saying? And on top of being a prodigy, it's clear that he's working hard. He's keeping quiet. I've never seen him boast. He's having a quiet season. Nobody mentioned that last week he came second. This kid is 18 years old and he's on the podium last week. It's because he's not British. Continue, Kunle.
Yeah, I mean, Antonelli has shown today that he has got what is considered a great potential in Formula One. His exceptional speed and his rapid progression through the junior series, mature driving style under pressure that we saw today. And he's had some impressive results in an extensive testing program. This led...
Don't forget, he came second in Brazil in the rain, too. Go ahead.
Yeah, he came second in Brazil, and he was so good. You know that Antonelli actually dominated every junior series he competed in, often winning championships.
He's going to do it again.
In his rookie seasons, and he skipped Formula. I think was it Formula 3?
No, following his victories in Formula 4. Went straight to F2.
Yeah, he went straight to F2. So he's a karting prodigy. Same
thing. But check this out. Verstappen didn't even do F2. He went from F3 to F17.
Yeah, exactly. But he has natural pace. He's able to adapt in tough conditions. We've seen that he has ability to keep composure under pressure, and his overtakes are calculated. He's not afraid to make.
And here's another thing about Antonelli: he's not hot-headed. I've never seen him. The worst I've seen him do is like, that was rude. When somebody passes him, he's like, that was bad. If it had been Verstappen, fuck that motherfucker. If it had been Hadja would have been like, F that effer. But
he's an amazing driver. I mean, at 18 was when I got my driver's license after failing.
Can you imagine this kid?
And this guy is one of the best drivers in the world at 18. What's he going to be when he's older? I think I'm a good driver now. But
and what I like about him is that he's pleasant and calm. People shouldn't take that as being weak. What it means is that he doesn't react. He doesn't react. So he has the perfect temperament because he's not a pushover, but he doesn't react because he'll be like, oh yeah, you can curse me all you want. You can talk bad about me. I'm just focusing on my work. You know, what do they call this new generation of kid? What do they call them? Generation Alpha or whatever. These kids, they don't take things personally. Like, Dad, you cursed me. I don't care. I'm learning coding. You know, that type of thing. You know, they don't care, man. Yeah. Also, Yamal, same thing. This new generation of these young kids, they're focused, man. They're focused.
Yeah, so they're completely hardened. They've seen people take the mickey out of Gen Z, and they decided they're not going to be like that. They're all really hardcore.
And they're serious.
And, they're almost like gone back to being like Gen X's in the way that they're hard-nosed in what they're trying to do. Antonelli is 18 years old. He's 18.
People don't realize what this kid is doing, man.
Imagine how good a driver you were between when you were 18 years old and then when maybe you were 25.
28. Yeah.
I think that he's going to be the next Schumacher-esque type Formula One driver, regardless of where he goes.
Because there's a reason why they've done their analysis. They know.
Yeah.
All right, so let's